Chinese leader Xi Jinping is terrified. China's economy is collapsing, people are protesting, and the military is turning against him. How long till Xi finds a knife in his back? Welcome to China Uncensored, I'm Chris Chappell. The Chinese Communist Party is in crisis mode. The real estate sector, which is about a third of China's economy, is on the brink of a collapse. A fifth of China's economy relies on exports, and China's exports just fell by the most they've fallen in 3 years. Which is impressive since it's even worse than during that whole little worldwide oopsie-daisy over the last 3 years. I love dodging YouTube censorship. And youth unemployment is so high, they've just stopped reporting it. That'll solve the problem. There's also trillions of dollars of debt. And the population is shrinking. And if you think I'm painting a doom and gloom picture of China, I'm not done. On top of all that, the government badly botched the recent floods in northeast China. Actually, say botched makes it sound like they made a mistake. But it's actually much worse than that. They purposefully flooded some towns to save Beijing. Things are so bad right now. We've even got Chinese people fleeing across the US southern border to escape China. But the real concern is not those who leave, but all those angry young men who might be itching to take their aggression into the streets of China, especially since they can't find wives either. Xi Jinping is losing his grip on power that he worked for a decade to solidify. There are already major warning signs that people are turning against him. There's been a bunch of purges in the military. The thing all dictators fear the most is losing control of their own militaries. That hasn't turned out so well for dictators historically. But it's not just in the military. He's also been purging the domestic security agencies, basically China's massive police force. Anywhere power could accumulate outside the party, Xi is trying to take it down. That includes banking and finance, which have influence through money, celebrities and social media influencers who have a certain amount of power through fame, and the tech industry, which controls the technology that societies run on. So that covers purging people that don't like Xi. But Xi is also trying to force people to love him. This looks normal, right? Xi is taking a page from Mao's Red Playbook and is trying to start his very own cult of personality. It's about as bad as you can imagine. I'll tell you more after the break. Welcome back. Possibly from a black screen, but hopefully an ad. YouTube is constantly demonetizing us, which is why we rely on fans like you who support the show on the crowdfunding website Patreon. You can join us for as little as $1 an episode by going to patreon.com/China Uncensored. This show wouldn't be possible without your direct support, so a big thank you to all the fans who already directly support us. You're amazing. Xi Jinping is building a personality cult. Mao had his little red book. Xi has his own philosophy. It's called Xi Jinping Thought on Socialism with Chinese Characteristic for a New Era. He's forced other party members and officials to memorize it. He's made pocket editions, TV shows, even an app. It's even being taught in schools, from elementary school up through college. It's also now required reading for bureaucrats, business people, officials, and military personnel. According to state media, this was done to achieve unity in thought. So no one starts having other thoughts like, maybe it's time to take this guy down. And now, there's a new patriotic education law. A draft of this was made in June by the Standing Committee Legislative Affairs Commission and China's Central Propaganda Department. Yes, they have an official propaganda department. You can tell that subtlety isn't their strong point. According to state media, this law isn't just about schools. It covers enterprises and public institutions, the country's military and paramilitary forces, internet information service providers, parents and guardians, federations of returned overseas Chinese, Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan. Yes, that independent country the CCP doesn't actually control. And it even includes Chinese who are still overseas. I'll have to tell Shelley about that one. I don't think she's been reading her Xi Jinping thought. And there are consequences for those who don't follow the patriotic education law. You will be punished for insulting or harming the dignity of the national anthem, flag, or emblem, defiling patriotic education facilities, negating the deeds and spirit of heroes or martyrs, or denying or glorifying massacres or acts of invasions. Really? Okay, then I guess we can stop denying the Tiananmen Square massacre and certainly stop glorifying the invasion of Taiwan. Subtlety is not the Communist Party's strong point. Hypocrisy is. So what's the punishment for such offenses? Well, the law is nice and vague. It just says departments, I'm assuming government departments, will promptly stop the conduct and give punishments in accordance with laws and administrative regulations. And Xi Jinping is in charge of all departments. Will this be enough to protect Xi from growing resentment at all levels of Chinese society? Probably not. And there's something the US can do to help Xi and the Communist Party along into the garbage dump of history. Check out this episode for the secret strategy that would absolutely devastate the Communist Party. And click the orange button to support China Uncensored on Patreon. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. See you next time.